This is my Doctor Who DVD collection part 3. Yeah, this is so firstly we've got the Five Doctors, which was one of my favourite Peter Davison stories. This was actually a special from 1983. Yeah, it was a very good story, return of a lot of the old monsters, the Daleks and the Cybermen were in it, and a Raston Warrior robot and the Yeti and all those. Yeah, it was a very good story, and I really would recommend buying it. It's a real collectible item in my opinion. And then next is Frontios, which was a bit of a dark story again. But again, it's a very good, exciting story. Yeah, and I would recommend buying that one as well. Next is Attack of the Cybermen. Turn the Cybermen again. This was a Colin Baker story, the Sixth Doctor. This one was yeah, again a good story, but I don't think as strong as some of the previous stories have been. But again, I would recommend buying it. Just watch it and see what you think. Next is the Trial of a Time Lord, which was a 4-part series. This is part 1, which was the Mysterious Planet. This is parts 1 to 4. Yeah, this one was again a good story. Yeah, set in a kind of woodland area in an underground bunker kind of. Yeah, it was a good story, but I don't think again as strong as some of the previous stories. But I still would recommend buying it. And you can only buy it in this collection, not really separately. So so if you wanted to buy them, it only had to be in the collection. Right, next is part 2, which was this was parts 5 to 8. This is called The Trial of a Time Lord Mind Warp, and this was the last appearance of Perry as a companion. This was again not a weaker story in my opinion. I don't think these Colin Baker stories were as strong as or as good as some of the previous Doctor stories, but I still would recommend buying it. And then next is the Trial of a Time Lord, the Terror of the Vervoids. This was parts 9 to 12. Again, another okay story, but not not as good as some of the others, like I've just been saying. But I still would recommend watching it. Right, next is Trial of a Time Lord, the Ultimate Foe, and this is parts 13 and 14. This one was, I think, the strongest of the 4, and in my opinion, the best one. Yeah, it's a good conclusion to the quad trilogy, and yeah, and I would recommend watching that one as well. Obviously, it's got the Return of the Master and things like that, but it's overall a very good dark story in my opinion. Next is Remembrance of the Daleks. This was the 7th Doctor story, Sylvester McCoy's. Again, another strong story. Yeah, 7th Doctor is one of my favourites. One of my favourite Doctors, so I would recommend buying that one, especially if you like the Daleks and things like that. And then next is Battlefield, which was in Sylvester McCoy's last season. Yeah, this one's a good story set in like a kind of medieval setting with knights and things like that. Yeah, I would really recommend buying that one as well. It's a very good story. And then next is Doctor Who. This one's part of the revival series. One of Matt Smith's very first series. His first series was split into volumes. I've got volume 1 here. So this one was a very good opener. Very good opening. It contains the 11th hour, the Beast Below, and Victory of the Daleks. But my favourite episode was the 11th hour. It was a very good opener. And the other 2 following stories were not too bad either. And I really would recommend buying that. I think Matt Smith's a very good Doctor. And next is Series 6 Part 1. This contains episodes 1 to 7. This one's a very good DVD set. It's got some very good episodes on. Some good characters, good monsters. Good settings and things like that. And I think you should really watch that one as well. I really do recommend buying that. Well, you can get this series as a whole, or you can get in 2 parts like I have. You can get part 1 and part 2. Yeah. So yeah, I would recommend watching all these, and that's it. That's the end of my DVD collection. So thank you for listening and watching, and please don't feel free to comment and subscribe. Thank you.